rolling. We've got our next group, and I see Taylor's already on with us. So this is Taylor Marsh. He's the Director of Sales at Cohesion. Cohesion is a building experience app that integrates building systems, enhances tenant experience, provides smart controls, and delivers actionable insights for commercial real estate. Welcome, Taylor.
Thank you so much. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here in just a second. Can you grab it? Can you see it now?
No, I'm not seeing your screen.
Oh, we'll try this one more time. Let's try it one more time. How about
there we
now?
Go. Yep.
There we go. All right, I'm going to go ahead and share my presentation. Everything look clear?
Perfect.
Beautiful. Well, good morning, good afternoon, wherever everybody is. It's very nice to be here. Thank you very much for the forum. Excited to share our platform with everybody. As was introduced, my name is Taylor Marsh. I'm the Director of Sales here at Cohesion. And yes, we are a Chicago-based building app provider that provides a unique platform that integrates existing building systems while also providing native features for use by all stakeholders in a commercial property. I think that what you're going to find is that our technology is relevant to that most significant challenge that we're all facing today. And that is how to help building tenants bring back their staff with confidence. So we'll go into what we do, why we make sense for the buildings that we operate in, some features that drive our capabilities, and how that works. So we'll have a chance to jump in and take a look at the application live and in action as well, and then talk about what next steps could be for you. So let's jump into kind of the application, right? So, what we offer, it's a customized building experience that's powered by our platform. The app features do a number of things. One is they can help improve building experiences for tenants and operators. Available mechanical and building systems integrations can help create new functions to improve wellness of building occupants. And critically, we can use the data that buildings generate to make them more efficient and easier to manage within a single sign-on secure platform. So why Cohesion? I'm sure that everybody here has a great depth of understanding as to what kind of the classic tenant experience technology is that's been offered and continues to be offered in the market today. And our offering is different in a number of key ways. First, we do offer many of the classic tenant experience and tenant engagement features that buildings expect and want, and that are useful for communications and information portals and accessing critical information about the building. But we go beyond that, the pure engagement and information content side, and we offer a number of operations focused features to help simplify workflows, to empower tenants to do more standard tasks independently, and to improve the occupants' experience between the building and the operations team and the frontline tenants themselves. We integrate with key building systems, and these include access control, elevator management, and building automation systems, just to name a few. Certainly not limited to these, but those are the most common. And these give buildings smart controls and help create new capabilities by leveraging existing systems, without a significant need for capital investment. And on the subject of integrations, our very powerful integration capabilities are not limited to a handful of systems or a handful of partners. We try very hard to be as flexible as possible in our approach, so that we can work with each building to create an experience that meets the needs and capabilities of that building, because each is obviously unique. And together, these form the Cohesion building experience application. This is our platform. It's a software solution that requires little hardware investment to help buildings improve the experience within and maximize the performance of their existing systems. So let's get into how we do that, right? So first, it's the building experience app, right? This is what you use on your computer or in your phone. And through this, we provide a number of features, right? So some of these are around tenant comfort and communications, the ability to communicate with all or some constituencies within a building, the ability to surface air quality within the building, the ability to reserve amenities and pay for them through the application, things of that nature. Then we get into some of our smart IoT integrations, right? So by integrating with existing systems, we're able to do a number of things like HVAC scheduling and payment, right? So if people are dedensifying and extending the time that they're allowing folks to be in their buildings, we can help simplify that process for adding after hours there. We created and launched here in Chicago, actually, where was our pilot building for this, a native indoor air quality monitoring platform. And not just monitoring, but optimization as well. And I'll get into that here in just a bit. But an ability to share conditions within a building in a way that gives management not just information, but an ability to do something about it, and an ability to share information with tenants to help provide peace of mind and make people feel more confident coming back to the office. Through an integration with elevator management and access control, we can provide in-app elevator hailing, so the ability to call an elevator from your phone. Reducing the physical touch points we have with the building. And, I didn't know what a foamite was before this started, but now we certainly all do. And we can help reduce interactions, with services that may see a lot of touch points from a lot of people within a building. And we can also create mobile credentials through the card. So what you're seeing is a theme around touchless access and well-being, as well as some operational improvements that we can create through that IoT platform. And then ultimately, what you want to do there is you want to leverage data to create better outcomes. So from this, we use our perception of a digital twin, our ability to take building generated data, to manipulate it, and to create better outcomes within the building. So optimize for air quality, optimize for efficiency, and get a holistic understanding of how the building's performing in real time. So, all together, all of this, helps create a really powerful suite of features for, for either tenants that are looking to be able to communicate what they're doing within their workplace to help bring people back safely, or for buildings to be able to communicate to tenants what they're doing to help people bring back safely. So this provides kind of the template of touchless access steps, of cleaning protocols, of communication steps to be able to speak to these things and ensure that people have a safe, a transparent, and ultimately a welcoming environment to return to work, as we all continue to do so this year. So we offer our platform really in a series of 3 plans. The first is our essential plan, and this includes really all native features that don't require integration. So communications tools, operations tools, building calendars, the ability to surface promotions and happenings within the space, vendor management tools, work orders. All of these things are included in our essential plan. And then as we start to look at integrations within a building, so the access control, elevator management, work order management, property accounting systems, things of that nature, right? That's when we would look at our pro plan. And this is where we include those integrations and all of the features and all of the functionality that we're able to derive from them. And then lastly would be our performance component. So this would include everything that everything that's in the essential and pro plans, as well as truly that mechanical integration. That's when we look at BAS system, mapping the mechanical devices throughout the building to create some of the HVAC and optimization capabilities that I mentioned previously. So let's look at this in action a little bit. So how do we optimize, right? So here's a use case. First would be, through the placement of air quality sensors that we would partner with the building and selecting and installing, we're collecting real-time indoor air quality data. In this case, we're monitoring for pollutants as well as some other conditions within the building. In this case, we can see that this sensor in one particular area on floor 18 in the conference room, total volatile organic compounds are elevated, right? Our IAQ optimization service is monitoring this and recognizes the changing conditions. A command would then be sent to the specific air handler or fan power box that controls airflow to that space so that outdoor air can be brought into that space to help remediate conditions. And then once conditions are remediated, that process would stop, and then we would be able to see the good outcome that we've created. So that's one example of how we optimize in this case for air quality. And ultimately, what this can also do is, for building owners, it creates an opportunity to, and quite frankly, for tenants to bring this platform into tenant spaces, so that if tenants want a cost-effective, well-vetted, and in tune with the property solution, to be able to provide the same service, for instance, for their own floor within the building, we can do that, and we provide a mechanism for the building to partner with tenants to partner on the installation of this, and then create a mechanism by which the tenants can pay for and be able to provide this same service for their specific floor for their specific tenants. So it's an end-to-end solution that works not only for the base building and the public spaces they're in, but also for tenant spaces throughout. So with that, I figure I can stop sharing my screen here just for a moment, and I'll go ahead and pop over and show the platform itself. So bear with me for just one moment. So what I'll do, pull this over here. And what you're seeing is our web platform. I'm going to go ahead and pull up my phone so we can jump into that as well. Bear with me for just one moment. All right, so you should be able to see my phone here. Great, perfect. So you can see here that we offer both a web and a mobile platform. We feel that's important because operators and tenants are going to be using this on a day-to-day basis, and everybody likes to interact with the platform in its own way. So what I'll do is I'll kind of go through the features, maybe by use case. So you can see here on my phone that there is a configure digital keycard component. So through that access control integration, we can permit users to be able to use their phone to be able to access the space. And what makes this a little unique is that it is a truly bi-directional integration. So what that means is as you add users to the Cohesion platform, the credentialing is automatically updated within the underlying system. So it simplifies that particular workflow. Through our integration with access control and elevator management, we're able to put elevator hailing directly into the phone, as you can see here. And importantly, to do so in a provider agnostic way. So, we're able to work with the providers within the building in order to create this experience. And you can see here that because we have access control integration, you can see that I'm only able to access the floors that I'm supposed to be able to access. So it adds and maintains a layer of security that we all want, while still providing that touchless capability. I can also invite visitors to the building. You can see on my phone here, I can schedule, let's say it's an interview. I can say where it's going to be. I can get a notification whenever the particular visitor arrives as a schedule. And let's say I also want my boss to know whenever this interview candidate has arrived. I can do that as well. And then because we have that access control integration, we can create credentialing that is sent to the visitor the morning of their visit in order to provide a QR code to scan and enter the building. So that can be kind of the closed loop of touchless and remote enabled access, where we can expedite people coming through the lobby and create that that workflow for you. So you can see that. I'll go ahead and just expand this a bit. So this is on our web platform. This is the home page here. So a number of these are customizable to specific buildings, but help create that connection with place, right? So weather, unfortunately 27 degrees in Chicago, wish it was a little warmer, an ability to check transit and see what your commuting options are going to look like, a building calendar that can help you do a number of things, such as surface maintenance events or promotions. Perhaps there's some some retail within the building that we want to surface those conditions. And then if there's anything else going on in the building, we're able to surface and share those here as well. The news and social is all customizable to the specific building, so that way we can help kind of create these environments where we're sharing the information that we want to share. Along that front, we offer an ability to interact with tenants more effectively. So for instance, through mass notifications. If I wanted to share something in particular, let's say there's going to be some elevator maintenance going on within the space, I'm able to quickly pull this up, create a template for what I want to be shared, and then you can see here, we're able to share that with specific companies. And then critically, and this actually underpins a kind of a key feature of the platform, is that everything in the platform is roles and permissions based. So you can see here, I could send this to specific roles within the building. So the building management staff, or just the building engineers, or tenant managers, who might be your office manager within the given tenancies. So what this means is that each feature within the application, we can tailor the access based on the specific user by assigning them to these specific roles. So tenants can have access to only the things that they need, right? So their experience is everything they need and none of the things that they don't. But building managers can have access to everything, right? And it gives them an ability to manage access and control and also ensure that security component. So not just within the concept of mass notifications, but also just more broadly, each feature is able to be customized in that way. I'll go ahead and just show a few more features as we go. So, we talked a little bit about, operational features. So we do offer an ability to submit and then capture data behind work order management. So you can see on my phone, I can pop over here and we'll just say a ceiling tile has fallen. I hope not, but perhaps it has. Tile down. So I can go ahead and do that. Forgive my poor thumbsmanship in typing there. I can select the space that's going to be in. You can see that there's an add attachment functionality. So if I want to snap a picture of what's going on, we can do that and share that with the building staff. And then let's say I'm a building manager and I actually want to put some preventative maintenance against this. I can set a recurring check against this particular request if I so desired. But I'm able to do all of this, quickly submit it. And then the building staff is able to assign an engineer, put it in progress, let the person who submitted it know that the work is underway, and then kind of manage that from start to finish, and then get the results of the work that they're working on. So the workflow that you just saw there, that does not require any sort of integration. But we are able to integrate with existing work order management systems where this front end experience would be what you have, but the underlying system, an Angus or a building engines or anything like that, the underlying system would still receive this information and be able to push updates back to ours. So that's another example of either an integrated functionality or native functionality. In the interest of time, why don't we go ahead and take a look at air quality? Because I know that as we've all been, kind of talking about, some solutions today, a lot of the relevance is around, how we manage this aspect of things. So what you can see on my phone is the tenant-facing content that we're able to share about building air quality. And what I'll pull up on my on the web version here is what building management staff receives in order to have a more controlled and operational approach to managing this, right? So there are two levels to this. One would be monitoring, and the other would be monitoring and optimization. So through partnership with a number of sensor providers, we work with buildings to install indoor air quality monitoring sensors throughout the public space of the property. And you can see here we're measuring a number of pollutants: carbon dioxide, total volatile organic compounds, particulate matter 2.5, and particulate matter 10.0. And what this does is it gives you a holistic view of air quality within the building. And it also allows buildings to earn points towards WELL certification, if that is something that they're interested in doing. And that WELL certification component is actually what underpins our entire approach to this. But here, building management staff would have access to this dashboard. And should something move out of the bounds that are set for the building, they would receive alerts. So in this case, you can see floor 2, we received an alert for total volatile organic compounds, as well as floor 8, sweet heat 100. And if we're monitoring this, the building could then independently run air to that space in order to remediate the conditions. And then once it was remediated, they would see those results. If we're also offering optimization through our integration with building automation system and with the specific devices via BACnet functionality, we can actually initiate that response, as I had mentioned previously, to bring the measurements back into bounds. You're able to see current activities as well as trends over time. For tenant facing, you receive a higher level summary of the air, the conditions within the building. You get an index, right? Because you want to know, how does this compare to the air that's outside? So we're able to provide that air quality index, as well as any clarification that WELL states that we need to provide as to what is this particulate matter 2.5 and what am I looking at? So what this does is it provides an ability to surface air quality conditions, an ability to control them, and an ability to share those results with tenants if that's something that they're interested in seeing. And from what we're hearing consistently is that touching surfaces, understanding air quality, and getting better communications, these are what are most important to folks as they talk about their solution to come back to the office. And this allows us to answer those questions. So I know in the interest of time, we're getting towards the end here. What I would like to, from a distinctive perspective, I think I've helped demonstrate that, kind of where we're differentiated in the market and how we can help provide a unique and comprehensive solution to the return to work argument and that discussion and those questions that were being asked by tenants, and do so in a way that is highly customizable based on the capabilities of the building. So with that, I'll go ahead and stop sharing my screen and field any questions that we have.
Thanks, Taylor. A couple questions have already come in. And for folks, I chatted a special promo that you all are providing our participants in the chat. So please take a peek at that, guys. First question in from Michael. Can you talk a bit about the digital twin integration and explain briefly what this is for our audience that might not understand digital twin technology?
Yes, and it's one of those things that means a different thing to different industries and to different providers within each industry. I think, for us, the digital twin it's a digital representation of the physical building, right? It's capturing data from our app, right? So what users are doing through the application, from building mechanical systems, and from any sensors with which we are integrated. It's consolidating that data into, when we talk about intellectual property, we do hold a patent against a graph database. So the ability to represent this data as it's collected and do something with it. And in this case, it's collecting that data, applying our machine learning against it, and then exacting better outcomes. So that's optimizing for efficiency on the HVAC side, or optimizing for air quality. Currently, those are two separate things, right? I expect that next year we'll also be able to optimize for that middle ground of air quality in the most efficient way possible. And also provide that graphical representation of the building, right? What does it look like? Where are the mechanicals? What is the outlay? So it's really an ability to digitally understand building performance and visualize it, and then create outcomes based on the data the building is providing.
Great, thanks. For the Cohesion app, is this also applicable for open air centers? It seems more geared to office, but interested in hearing your response.
Great question. It could be, right? So I think when we look at what our each plan entails, So for instance, the essentials plan includes, you don't need to do any integrations for that, right? So if you're looking more for the operational tools of work order management, communications, events, et cetera, there's direct applicability, right? And then as you start to look at what the capabilities are from an integration perspective, the back end is flexible enough that it could have that applicability, right? I guess I'm hedging a bit, but I'd want to understand the specifics of the building for it. But, presently, I guess this is a good question. Where are we doing business? Presently, we are primarily focused in the commercial space, not because that is a long-term objective to remain only there, but because we've got a lot of interest in that space, and the features and functionality that we have have direct and measured applicability there. I would expect we'll be working in other classes, as we continue here, because the flexibility and kind of the ability to compartmentalize on the back end really lends itself to a tailored use case for each specific building.
Thanks, that was great. Regarding integrations, are you limited to specific vendors, and how does that work? How does the integrations work?
Good question. So we are not limited to specific vendors. Our integration capabilities are API driven, right? Just that's how we execute that. On the building mechanicals, BACnet functionality allows us to do our discovery more effectively and initiate responses directly to devices. But no, we don't maintain like a specific partner list where that's all we do. We're not limited to just specific systems, so long as the system that we want to integrate with has that API available to it. We certainly entertain and discuss what sort of user experience we can create. And we do that because every building is different and has made investments, and we want to pull as much into the platform as the building is capable of doing.
Can you talk a little bit about implementation and training and the onboarding process?
Yes, absolutely. So implementation is a highly collaborative process. So our team works with the building and with in concert with the vendors, other vendors within the building with whom we'll be integrating to execute those integrations, to build out the base building, and create an environment where we can start to train the building on use of the platform and make sure that everybody's very, very comfortable with how it works. We create documentation and workflows and work with kind of your super users within the building to gain that acceptance and ensure that everybody is able to do this. The native features in the essentials plan, that's a couple of weeks, process. But, some of these, as we get into more and more systems integrations, that can be, more than just a few weeks, an 8-week process, for instance, for a well-sized building with all new systems. But it's very collaborative. We work with you throughout and ensure that, we work with the building to make sure that everybody knows exactly how the systems operate.
This is the final question that's come in, and it's, how do I get Cohesion in my building?
Great question. So start with calling me. I think we've shared our information, and it's a pretty straightforward process, right? So we can share the plans with you. We can get into the specifics of what features are included in each plan. We have a kind of a minimum technical requirements document that we can send to you to work with your vendors to help us understand what that functionality is and what sort of user experience we can create. We'll recommend a subscription plan based on the outcomes of that discussion. And then once we all agree this is a great idea for you and come to an agreement to bring the platform for the building, our implementation team is with you in lockstep as kind of in that process that I just outlined to execute the integrations and implement the platform.
Well, thank you, Taylor. You won our sweepstakes because you used the word fomites first time on our virtual stage. So you won our 2020 sweepstakes. Now, thanks so much. Thanks to the entire Cohesion team. Check out that link, guys, in the chat for their promo. Thanks so much.
Be well. Thank you.